Okay, hello, welcome back to In a Nutshell. Yay! Woo! If you have listened to our earlier episode, we are joined back with our two special guests, Inzo and Jashan and Elmer, for more internship stories today. So, in case you didn't catch us in the previous episode, and why didn't you all? Can you guys introduce yourself again? Maybe your name and the number of internship that you have done.
Hi, I'm Jiaxuan. I've done 2 internships in my life.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Yenzo. I've also done 2 internships in my life.
Hi, I'm Elmer. I've done 0 internship in my
Wow.
life.
Wow.
Straight away 老板 Instant 老板
But I have walked through, I think maybe 20. I think probably I've seen through about 20 interns or more. I think some interns already, they married, they have kids, they come for our anniversary get together. So yeah, it's been a long time. Dinosaur. Yeah.
Dinosaur.
Okay, thank you so much. I think today's our guests will have a lot of things to say because we are going to touch on the emotional damage version. You know, like in every internship, there are like many things, many adulting and many lessons and like heartache and frustration. So we hope to hear some of these stories more today. Okay, maybe just a very light question. Is there any fun but or like useless or like trivial things that you have learned during your internship? Anybody?
I think for me is using the office printer to count my paper because I do log specking sometimes and I feel very sian to count the paper one by one. So I just send it through the printer to help me count instead. Yeah.
I think for me, when you do an internship, right, in an office, right, you must know 2 things. Where's the toilet and where's the pantry? Very important. But the toilet is not the main toilet, it's the toilet that nobody goes to one.
Oh,
Very the hidden one.
it's
The
important.
pantry also, right, cannot be the main pantry. You must go to the hidden one that nobody goes to, right? Then that one always got like drinks,
Well,
food, yeah, you must know. Yeah, I feel like you must orientate yourself. Then you can always go there.
Yes.
You cannot tell anybody. Because if you tell everybody, then that one become empty also.
Yeah.
So you must find
Important hack, important hack.
Yeah, one thing I not that I did a internship hack, but one thing I learned from an intern is that there's this particular intern, right, when I think I didn't know some of these function on earphone. So he was always have a earphone, you know. Then when I talk to him, right, so I wonder like, can he hear me or not? How come his earphone is on all the time? Then later I realized that actually he can. You know,
Like
there's actually
noise
transparent, noise
transparent, can change mode one. So maybe even I talk to him already change mode already. That's why he can hear. So that was before I have my own AirPods, Then now I realize, actually he can hear.
You know some AirPods you can like put on somewhere else, right? Then it's a live mic. That can eavesdrop one. Yeah, I heard.
What would
Another hack. This is another hack.
Is this a new one?
I don't know whether AirPods but other ones, right? It's like because the earphone got the mic, so it's like you just be on a call with yourself. Then you put the one earpiece on
that's
here and one earpiece here. Then you leave here. Then I go outside. Right? Then you all don't know like put here. Then can hear everything you all say.
Whoa.
I record down what my boss say.
Properly, right.
Hack, guys, it's a hack. It's
Yeah.
a hack. Take it down. Thanks for all your actually I think your tips quite useful. I think I must learn them also as well. Yeah. Not useful, man. I think very useful.
The pantry.
I'm not an intern, but I find it very useful.
Must learn where's the pantry. Maybe got one here.
Yeah, must go and
Secret.
know the neighbors when they're having their catering buffets as well. Okay, internships are often seen as a stepping stone to a career. Okay, but not every lesson comes very easily. Sometimes the invaluable insights really come from new challenges and mistakes when things really don't go as well as we plan. So today we are going to look into the idea of learning things the hard way during interns and how that can really teach us very valuable life lessons. Okay, question. Can you all think of the biggest mistake or maybe just any mistake that comes to mind and during internship, and what did you learn from it?
I think my biggest mistake, right, was so for my most recent internship, it was doing a research paper, like writing a research paper. And then my first draft, my supervisor say this style is completely like off what we want. So, cause this is my first time writing for like practitioners, like actual like people, like to like read and apply. But the way I wrote was kind of like a school paper, like very academic. So it's very like big words, very fluffy, very long, very like low. And then so that was then I had to basically start back from scratch lah with my content. Yeah, that was like I think the hardest part because I spent very long writing it. I spent like over a month writing, and then turns out it's like actually I don't need to write so much only. Yeah, so I think that was the hardest thing to accept, but it was useful because then that was a very hard lesson of learning like writing in real life, like applying what I learned in school is very different from doing it in school also. Yeah.
So you have to rewrite everything.
Yeah, like change the style. No, but my supervisor was very nice. So she instead of just commenting, she actually go and suggest the edit. So she go and like rewrite some things herself, then ask me whether okay or not to help me get a sensing of what is the style that is expected. So it was very useful. So the feedback.
Were you more angry, frustrated, or disappointed?
I was kind of disappointed and a bit stressed lah. I was like, oh, jialat, like is it like I have to redo the whole thing? So I kept apologizing to my supervisor, like, oh, sorry, I wrote that. Like I didn't know. Yeah, she was very nice also.
I think for me was lock packing because I remember vividly there was one school like their locks back. I completely missed out on one particular logistics, and then they were already sending it to the school, and the trainers were checking it, and they realized, oh, like something's missing. And then that morning, because I was also going to school, I saw my phone like kind of blow up. It's like, oh, like this like locks is missing. Like someone needs to send it like from office to the school like ASAP right now. So I think from there on, I was low-key kind of traumatized by it. But I think from there, it also taught me to take accountability of my own actions. Like, because of me, it was very inconvenient for like my colleagues who had to patch up for my mistakes. So I think from there on, also learn to be more like taking accountability and also to be more, what's that word?
Responsible? No.
Not responsible, but like to pay more attention to like,
Attentive.
being more attentive. Yeah, to my lock packing.
So do you send it? So do you come back and then send it back?
I wanted to, but I was already on the way to school. So I was like low-key panicking when like Timothy, our HR basically, he was like, there are like missing logs that needs to be sent from office immediately over to the school. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah.
But it's sent over in the end.
Yeah. Thankfully,
Okay.
all went well afterwards. So yeah.
I don't think there is any major mistakes all these years that is like really will jeopardize the company. There are mistakes, there are people who are affected, but no mistakes to the point that like I gotta close down the business already. not to that point lah. So I think sometimes maybe as interns when you make a mistake because it may be your first time and then you might be like really worried how big an impact it is. But I think generally, I think your supervisor won't give you something that is like so critical until it will make or break type. So I think there is some space to make mistakes and then learn from there and then move forward. So yeah. So okay don't be too hard on yourself.
And if not, I wouldn't be here talking.
Different. Should be on a different podcast. Talking about her horror internship experience.
How I got sacked.
How I got fired from my internship.
Okay, on the flip side of things, maybe can y'all share, is there a situation or moment where you realized you were growing professionally or like really it's a very valuable lesson and it has some life-changing or like something that you change or perspective? Is there a moment or situation that you can recall?
It was my presentation for my latest internship. My presentation was to like all the higher ups in the organization, like including people I never see before, like director, other related branches. They came down, and then I presented. And then when I finished presenting, the first thing my supervisor said was, "I didn't sound like an intern. I sounded like I work here full time." So like I work here full time. Then I was like, oh, and then the director also came up to me and said like, oh, actually your presentation was very, very interesting. So I was very happy. And then I guess that made me realize like, oh, actually, because it's my first time doing like this kind of proper like research kind of intern. So I was very happy. And then I realized like, oh, it made me more confident in my abilities. Because like contrasting to the previous one, right, where I said I had to redo everything from scratch, I feel like I could see how I grew and became more confident in like my own project from then. Yeah.
For me is being able to solo train in a class. Because initially, I remember the first time I ever joined ACON, I was just like a facilitator, I think tagged to a very experienced trainer. So I think from there, I managed to learn quite a bit of things from them, managed to pick up some like classroom management skills. So then eventually, after doing a lot of fussy roles, then I think the first time when I ever jumped into like a trainer role, I was like quite nervous because just so happened that when I was in the trainer role, I was doing a solo training class as well. I think it was under CHIT, I think. Yeah, so I think from there I realized that actually I've grown in a sense where I'm able to manage a class on my own and like having the deliverables done. And I think I quite enjoyed it as well. Yeah. So
Yeah. I think from a like a mentor or supervisor point of view, right? Sometimes, when you want to grow, surely you need some level of discomfort, lah.
yeah,
Right?
definitely.
Yeah, like never done this before and so on. But I think for the supervisor, it's just probably pacing you to kind of like get there. Yeah, first time I throw you, hey, go and be the lead trainer. Then fail liao lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think if there's pacing, you will help. But I guess to eventually still make that leap and be the lead trainer in the class, there's still a level of discomfort.
Yeah.
But looking back, you'll see that I've grown, I've developed new skills.
Yeah, I think it's nice to be uncomfortable but not like completely lost. Yeah.
Challenge yourself, that's how you know you grow.
Yeah.
Maybe Elmer, like since you have like really mentored like 20 interns,
Wow.
like so
Wow.
many, right? Is there a
That's one class.
particular
That's
like intern
One class only.
or like a situation, like the way that they approach work or learning that really surprised you?
I think there are many good surprises, I think, over the years. I would say some of the good surprises is actually realizing that actually through the internship, people really discover like what is something that they really want to do down the road. So I remember, Brandon, when he was an intern, he was actually quite lost. He actually come to internship because it's like, I don't know what I want to do in life. Then through doing all these, our training work, education, then he realized that actually he wants to make a difference in young people's life. And today he's a program manager in a social services agency.
Wow.
And when I just caught up with him, and he always say that, I think that experience really made me decide what I want to do. So he actually enrolled in a university course already. So he actually pulled himself out from there and decided to say that, okay, I'm going to change my path into youth work. So I think one of the best takeaway is sometimes really discovering your passion and something that you really want to do in life. So that will be to me, it's a surprise because I thought internship cannot be so life changing, right? But it did happen for some people that they discovered this is what I really, really want to do.
Okay, so next question. Is there any moments from your internship experience that still haunts you at 2 a.m.?
I got a time, right, where because that was my most recent intern, where we have like weekly department meetings. That was very boring because it's very, very long. So what I used to do, right, to buy time is like play Wordle, play all the Wordle, like those unlimited Wordle, like I can play over and over, or like other games, right? Then usually I will sit at the place where no one can see me. But this one meeting, because it was a new room, then I sit at the back. Then I forgot that my boss is behind me. So I was playing Wordle, I play like very long already. Then I turn around, right? Then I realized, oh, I heard a voice. Oh, my boss is behind me this whole time. And then so after I went to check, right? Actually, if I stand at where my boss was sitting, right, can see my screen fully. And Wordle is very colorful. Got like yellow, green, can see one. So I thought, oh no. I confirm she know I playing in meeting.
Yenzo, come to my office.
That's
Why
why we
didn't
together.
you ask me to
The
join
play
you just now?
she said, I'm very disappointed. How come you only solve in 5 try? I can solve in 5 try. Yeah, so that was very embarrassing. Very
But
embarrassing.
your boss never say anything.
Never. So I hope that she never say anything because she never see. But she probably saw that. She
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
just don't care. Yeah.
For me, it's literally haunting me. Like I remember
Huh.
my first ever practicum, I had nightmares because I was in a preschool center and the kids that was attached to, they were playgroup, so they are like 1 to 3 years old. I have kids like climbing onto tables and chairs and then like jumping down. That
Oh my
kind
God.
of
Oh.
chaoticness. So I remember after like my first week being in that center, right? When I went home, I would actually like sleep, and then in the middle of the night, I would like jerk and like wake up because I actually had
Oh my
nightmares like for
goodness.
like after like 1 week of like
Aiyo.
trying to catch kids in my dreams.
Oh.
So yeah, that was
Wow.
literally what haunted me.
Traumatic.
Yes,
Wow.
but after a while, once you get used to it, yeah, it's fine already.
Okay, my most traumatic experience of an intern is from an intern's email, because at the end of the email, the intern say slay.
But you didn't know what it was.
I just kind of know that it's a Gen Z language lah, but you know the meaning of slay is like how to kill you, right? So it's like slay your intern.
He's gonna say slay Elmer. Slay me. What I do?
Oh no, oh no.
Yeah.
Now another question would be, how would you deal with a feedback like from your internship supervisor that is very hard to swallow, like the feedback is very difficult? Or it can be the feedback is something that you disagree with. Okay, like you don't see the point or think necessary. I think it's not very wise, it's very ineffective. It's something that you disagree of. Then what should you do? Any advice?
I think for me, if it's like hard to swallow or like very in your face, like I would try not to take it too personal, because sometimes I feel like they just say it's because they want you to improve on, or they just, I don't know, they might have some sort of reasoning behind it. So I feel like my advice is just not to take it too personal. Maybe you can ask them afterwards, like, oh, like why exactly did you say that to me? Like, is there like any room for improvement? Is there like a reasoning why you said that? Yeah, so I think that's for me. Yeah.
I think for me, I appreciate that they are direct lah. I think some feedback that's tough to swallow is also because it comes off as very direct. But in a way, that's also good because it's very clear on like what you did, like what's to improve on. I think for me, if I disagree with it, I will probably ask lah, like like I might state my case lor, like I plead my own case, like actually I thought I do it this way, but then I'll ask like, do you think this is a more efficient way to do it, or like maybe this is just a certain way the company does things, and that I'm just expected to do it that way. Then if that's the case, then for me I will just follow lah, and I will like sort of like like adjust my working style also lah to be more compatible with like what my boss wants. Yeah.
What if it's really unreasonable, or you think like, huh?
Is there like an example for that?
Yeah.
Like how unreasonable is it?
Like expected to work like 1 a.m. that kind. Like they tell you,
Yeah, of course no lah.
Or like instead of like you have a way to do it in 15 minutes, but they want you to do it in use their way, which will take up an hour.
will they know whether I did their way? If they don't know, then I just
You can do for 15 minutes.
and then I play Wordle for 45 minutes.
Let's go.
And then everybody no lah, yeah lah. If it's like honestly, don't know if it's the most ethical thing lah. But if it's like I just say okay I do and there's no way for them to find out, right? And I can just continue my own way and everybody's happy, then I'll just do it that way lah. Yeah.
I think sometimes the disagreement in the methods could be like the level of efficiency, right? I would think that maybe for an intern, as a generally, right, try the company's method first, because I suppose there must be some context or there must be some background that they have these methods. So if I suppose maybe initially you don't agree with it, just try it first, right? And then you might later discover, oh, there is some reasoning behind it, but it's not perfect. Then when you suggest maybe a different way of working, then you also have more things to say, because I have tried this out, I try to understand the rationale, but maybe I present another set of possibilities for you to consider. Yeah. Then I think when it comes to giving feedback from the supervisor stand, I think it's important to give feedback with a balance of truth and tact, right? I think the important, if really intern make a mistake or did something wrong, I think that should tell the truth, that should not just paper over it. Yeah, sugarcoat it. It's like tell the truth that this was a mistake made, and these are the implications of what happened. So that's the truth of it, so that you know. But then the tech part is, but there is, but well, then this is where we discover lah. That's where you can discover what are the where you have gone wrong, and then what are the steps that you can do better the next time lah. I mean, I once encountered intern that I gave her the task to plan the outdoor activity, outdoor leadership training activity. When when she submitted, I gave her some feedback that I think you need to adjust all this because of whatever rationale. But in the end, she still kind of insists. She didn't change much, but she still kind of insists in roughly what she wants to do. Then I have to make a decision, right? Either I say, no, I think you need to change, do it, my way, or let her be. And so guess what I did?
Let her be.
Opposite. Stepped in.
I think for me, I kind of assess the situation. I think it's not something that will make or break the entire thing. It's basically one particular station that I think it won't turn out so well. So that's my opinion lah. But I based on experience lah, but I could have been proven otherwise. I'll be happy too lah. So in the end, I let her try. Okay, go with your plan. And then after she tried, after the whole thing, we had a debrief, and then she also realized then where are some of the gaps that it didn't happen as well as she thought it could have. Then that is a learning point lah. And maybe there is a particular scenario that you can learn in so-called like a safe zone lah, for some space for failure and won't be so critical.
Talking about like safe space and safe zone, what would you suggest that organizations, how can they create this kind of safe space for interns to experiment and really learn from their mistakes and all?
Yeah, so I think critical right at the start is to build a certain trust lah. That I already talked to you, I know that okay, you want to grow in certain areas, and I want to help. I'm also here to help you grow, so that when I give you feedback, we have the common understanding. It's not because I'm trying to put you down or criticize you, but it is for growth. I think when there is a mutual trust that is built, right, then when I come to you, even maybe at that moment I may sound a bit too harsh for your liking, but know that I'm still aligned with your goal to grow. So I think that kind of trust, if it's built up, then you can take the criticism or feedback in a better light. So I think that is an important conversation to have at the start.
You must always have conversations and communications. I think that's very, very important. Before we wrap up, okay, I want to just ask one final question, right, to our guest today. If you have to give our Gen Z interns one rule to not just survive, I think survive is very basic, right? But you want to thrive during internship, what would it be?
I think for me, to thrive, right, you must always be learning lah. So for yourself, I think for interns, it's very important to not just like be a robot and just do your work. I think it's important to also check in on yourself regularly to check whether you are like meeting what you came here to do, not just for your task, but like for your own learning. If you feel like there's anything that you're not satisfied with that you want to change as well lah. So I think if you constantly check in, then it also you're very in touch with your own experience. And I feel like that is the way for you to make the most out of it lah. Rather than like you just become like a robot, then you like cruise through the whole thing, then 3 months over, but you never really like you just survive lor. Like that is the definition of surviving, I think.
Be to take initiative to sometimes make small talk or like try to form a connection with your colleagues. Because I think at the end of the day, if you are in an internship like not really bonded with your colleagues, it kind of feels very mundane sometimes. And just like doing work
Yeah.
like non-stop.
Yeah,
And then
do a job and go
yeah,
back.
Yeah.
it feels very dry lah. So I think the fact that you take initiative to try to connect with your colleagues, try to build like a mutual bond, understanding, I think it makes life a lot more easier also.
I would think that maybe for internships, just remember this: try everything. Yeah, try everything, because sometimes internship is where it's a great place to try new things. Because even if you fail, it's still quite a safe space to fail lah, rather than when you actually get out into your career. So I remember sometimes I just asked some interns, hey, try phone calling. Call. Yeah.
No, thank you.
I never tried before, right? Cold calling. I want to try cold calling. And some people take it on, and of course some discover that, wow, I really hate cold calling. But some may discover that, I didn't know that I'm actually quite good with cold calling. So then it's like you never try, you never know that actually you can thrive in that. So try everything. No harm.
Today we explore what makes a great internship, and even many lessons and mistakes that come along. They are valuable lessons that really help us. Yeah. So thank you so much, everybody, and for all your wisdom and your personal and interesting stories and all. Okay, if you guys are interested to learn how to decode Gen Z in the workplaces, whether you are a manager, you are a co-worker who struggles to understand the slays and the nays of Gen Z, join us to have a peek into how Gen Z think and how to effectively incorporate them into the workplace. More details in our IG.
Yes, follow us on acon_class at IG. Bye bye. See you next time.
Thank you. Thanks Enzo, Joshua, and Alma. Thank you. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.